Hello YouTubes and welcome back. This is Grimweird and our lovely avatar Zombie Steve, and we are working through a playthrough of Enigmatica 2 Expert for Minecraft 1.12.2, I believe. So I decided that for the first part of today we're just going to continue to push on through this branch of Mechanism. So Refined Obsidian ingots. We made some more of the Refined Obsidian, and we're feeding it through here. We're pumping it into Osmium, and let's make some more of that. So we're making some Glowstone ingots and some Refined Obsidian ingots, and then we are going to make some Osgloglas out of those. And then we're going to put Osgloglas onto our Tinker's Hammer and probably onto our Obsidian Axe, and Matic as well, and Excavator maybe even. And the goal there is to just have Brown Magic and Global Traveler on all of my tools so that I can use them as teleportation devices. So we are claiming all that stuff. We did get an Osgloglas reward pretty early in the game, which allowed us to put that on our sword and on our pickaxe. So we did have a couple of those already made, which is why we are getting the quest completion there. But we need to make some more so we can put it on more tools. Let's see, I think I want to make, is 12 going to be enough? I'm going to need 8 to put it on my hammer. And then I'm going to want maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So yeah, I think we want a little bit more of this stuff. And we got the junk for it, so we will make, say, another 4 ought to be enough. That should be plenty to get it on all of our tools. So we will have a total of like 7 tools that can be 7 different teleportation sites for us. So that's going to be lovely. Right now we are using upstairs in the fort and in our nether fort. I will probably change my hammer to downstairs in this area, and then I will have those 4 other tools for other places that we need to go. Like if we make an off-site blood magic place or an off-site astral sorcery place. A helium collector, alrighty. We'll be able to set up teleportation places for that. I don't know what's going on or what the deal is with the Twilight Forest. I'm not familiar with it, but if we need to set up a place there, we can. Precision sawmill. That's actually sort of nice. I wasn't planning on making that anytime soon, so I'm glad to get it for free. Alright, so we just banged out 3 more loot chests, and we now have I want to make 4 more glowstone. So we got that cooking along. I do not have any upgrades in this one, so I might have to make some more upgrades. Power is still holding steady, so we're good to go there. One of the things I did do was I grabbed our scanner out of the old chest, and I grabbed some of the nano suit that we have gotten as drops, and so we can try out our charge pad here. And what has happened? He's not working. Alright, so maybe the charge pad will not take power from the bat box, will not convert EU to RF or FE or whatever it wants to call itself. It must have just had some residual power stored in it when I tried it earlier. So we will still probably have to hook it up to the nuclear power source. So what I'll probably do is I might try and bring that down to the ground and then see if I can run a wire off of it to our metal press. I don't know, I'll figure something out. We'll have something ready for next episode. So now we're going to try and make some Osgloglas of our own. So we got the refined glowstone ingots and the refined obsidian ingots and some osmium all cooking up in here. Put a few things away while we're waiting on that to cook. And let's see, this shouldn't be too horribly long. I've already got a couple of Osgloglas here. I'm going to also make a few more glowstone ingots. I got to figure out what I need to make a laser medium, refined glowstone laser medium. So yeah, we're making molten Osgloglas, and this seems to be a bit slow to alloy, but as it's cruising along, like I said, we're going to put that, we're going to change one of our obsidian large plates into an Osgloglas large plate, and then we're going to put that on. We're going to put miscellaneous bindings and what have you onto all of our obsidian backup tools, our axe excavator, comma, and matic. We'll get all those able to teleport us around. And then, hey, we're done. So we got 1 block 7 ingots, so 16. I was originally hoping when I started to make this that sometimes, you know, if you put in 1 ingot of glowstone, 1 ingot of osmium, 1 ingot of obsidian. Since you're putting in 3 ingots, you might get 3 ingots of Osgloglas out. But important safety tip, you don't. It all combines into one. So we put 16 of each in, and we're only getting 16 out. But you know, hey, this is high-end stuff. Well, maybe not high-end. We're not talking like infinity ingots or anything weird, whatever those are, or if those are even a thing. But high-end for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. You guys don't need to watch me update Tinker's Tools or even really all of this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and update my Tinker's Tools, and then we'll come back and move on to the next thing. Maybe in the break I will also try to move around some power here a bit and get our charge pad working so we can charge up our nanosuit stuff and our scanner. So I will be back after a short jump cut. Okay, I'm still farting around, but just a quick update on what I'm doing. I am compressing a lot of pulverized obsidian into obsidian plates so we can make the reinforcement modifiers. Each of these bad boys that we add to our pickaxe will give a 20% chance that it doesn't take durability hits when it does something. And if you put 5 of them on there, that's a 100% chance that it'll take no durability and it becomes unbreakable. So we want to pump out 3 loads of these. We'll have 1 left over. Eventually we'll pump out an entire, we'll make 10 of these bad boys and put 5 on our pickaxe and 5 on our hammer. Not sure if I have enough obsidian to do that quite yet. But we need to make dense obsidian plates, which each dense obsidian plate is 9 obsidian plates. So we are cooking up a whole lot of obsidian plates at the moment. Meanwhile, what I've got going on here was I went ahead, I had everything I needed to make another MV capacitor. So I've just daisy chained our capacitors. This one is currently draining that one. But when it fills up, that one will start filling up again, like that. And then I did find, I don't know if we could have input from the BatBox EU into the mechanism device, but we can output EU from the mechanism device into our nanosuit boots. So this is charging sort of slow, but it is charging. So I can go take a look at, go do something else while this is charging up. We're going to charge up the boots and the leggings and the scanner and the Robit. And I'll probably do that a bit later, just so we can start playing with the scanner and the Robit and see what that do. So we do have that going on now, so we do have a charge pad. Meanwhile, what else am I doing? Meanwhile, oh yeah, I'm going to get back to updating all our tools. So I just wanted to give you a quick update of what I was doing off camera, making reinforcements to upgrade our pickaxe to unbreakable. I've got some Osgloglas flowing, so I'm going to upgrade our tools with Brown Magic and Global Traveler. Got the charge pad working, so I will be back in a moment when I got more stuff done. And we are back. Things have been accomplished. So what we've done is we've added Brown Magic from Osgloglas and Global Traveler to our hammer. So now we're going to, before I forget, go ahead and shift right click to link my hammer inventory to my drawers. So that sounded funny. So now everything I hit with my hammer will go right into my drawers. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? And the other thing we did was we went ahead and put Osgloglas on our excavator and obsidian hatchet and comma. So now we have the ability to teleport. Our sword is still set up to our nether outpost, but now I can teleport upstairs in the fort with my pickaxe, switch to my hammer, right back downstairs, and I've got 3 more tools with that, actually 4 more tools with that, because I also made a laser, and we'll get into that in a second. So that'll give me 4 more teleportation points. I haven't assigned those yet. I'm probably going to go ahead and put one of them to be the cattle ranch, and then that'll leave us 3, and maybe that will be things like if we have a blood magic area or a astral sorcery area that I put outside of the base, we'll attach those up, or maybe someplace in the Twilight Forest, or I don't know. There are things to do and places to go. We'll figure it out. So that's good news. And then I want to talk about, I finally was able to, let's see, I charged up. So we're at 1 million out of 1 million EU on both the nanosuit leggings and nanosuit boots. Our scanners scanned up, and our Robit is ready to go. I'll still have to figure out what that does. I think it's just like a little pet that follows you around and acts as like a crafting table, anvil, etc., and picks things up for you. So that sounds a little. I'm leery of things that follow you around in games. Having come from an old school MMORPG background, where pets and things like WoW and EverQuest can sometimes get you in trouble by being glitchy or doing weird things. So I'll take a look at that and see if I like it. But I wanted to talk a bit about the laser gun, because we finally were able to make and charge up a laser gun. So let me show you its features, to quote Jorg Sprave of the Slingshot channel. So when making this, at this stage in the game, unless you've got like Indrod or something, I think the Refined Glowstone Laser Medium in yellow there is a no-brainer. It has one of the best laser powers and one of the best range, not the best of each, but it's right up there. And let me show you If we go into JEI, whatever, and hit laser medium. So not all of your Tinker's Construct stuff can be made into laser mediums. You've got the stone laser medium, which is only available to make the cast with. And then you have a variety of other things. So you can see here that each laser medium has a power and a range. So regardless of what the damage says on the weapon, like here it says it's 11.3, what's actually being controlled here is the laser medium, which for Refined Glowstone, which is what I have, it's a laser power of 10 and a range of 40. But if we look through here, this is a low power, lowish range for Aqua Dynamic, or for, Prismarine with an Aqua Dynamic trait on it. Blaze Rod, it's a little bit better power, a little bit less range, etc., etc. Now, End Rod is going to be one of those things that you could possibly do. But again, we're at 10 and 40, so Refined, unless you want the end speed ability over Sassy and Illuminati, Refined is probably going to be better than that. If we go to Fluix Crystal, it's not as good. Certus Quartz Crystal, if you get your hands on an ability to charge stuff earlier than Refined Glowstone, then this might be a good choice for you. It's not gonna, it has half the power and like a third of the range or less, but it's something, and it should be still fun. This is what we've got. Sassy is better damage against bosses, and Illuminati actually illuminates and lights, puts an outline of monsters that you can see through wall, or so you can see in the dark if they are close to you. So that is beautiful, and I'll show you why when we go out and test this bad boy. Infinity, so now you're talking, of course, this is obviously better. Infinity laser medium, but obviously we do not have Infinity to use right now. Emeradic, not to be confused with Emerald. So Emeradic would be using the actually Editions Emeradic crystals. And that's as good a laser power with a bit less range. You might be able to get this ahead of Refined Glowstone if you are really pushing towards that instead of Mechanism. And then Diamantine and Psygem. Yeah, we haven't even opened up Psy stuff yet. And Refined Obsidian. But Diamantine is another one. I mean, you can find emeradic crystals and Diamantine in chests. So these two are ones that I think that you could get to pretty quick, possibly quicker than Refined Glowstone if you were focused on that. For me, it didn't matter because by the time I had a way to charge the damn pistol, I already had Refined Glowstone, or almost. And then Refined Obsidian, which is basically comes out of the same Osmium Compressor as Refined Glowstone. So it gives you more range at the expense of less power. So this is another option if you want more range. I found that the 40 range 10 power was good for me, and quite frankly, I just really love the Illuminati on the laser gun. The laser gun will actually shoot through walls, so if you can outline and see creatures through walls, that's just a winning combination right there. And the Palace laser, again, you can get Palace crystals probably pretty fast, just out of chests and villages and whatnot. So this might be another good one if you have a way to charge it early. Like let's say you got, some sort of charging thing as a loot chest reward. And then Chaotic, I don't know what that is, but I don't have it yet. But obviously that's pretty damn powerful. So Chaotic and Infinity and some of that in-game type stuff is going to be better for you. So we went with the Refined Glowstone, loving it, and we'll show off its features in a moment. So one of the odd things here is that the laser pistol is not constructed quite the same way as some of the other stuff in that laser pistol. Here we go. It's a special weapon that fires accurate shots from afar, but requires both durability and energy. It can also enable smelting of blocks, so you can actually switch it to smelting mode and just shoot things to smelt them. Attack depends on laser medium, not the pipe piece. So the pieces that we have here is the laser medium, and this is sort of the laser beam that we've already got refined glowstone in. This is what determines your range and power. The pipe piece is usually what is considered the head in a normal tool. So this is what you repair it in. So we have here we go. We have a Osgloglas pipe piece, and you can see I'm getting 2800 durability, which is the kind of durability you get out of the head piece. And this will need to be repaired with Osgloglas, which is not ideal. But I really wanted to get Osgloglas on there, and it does have a crap ton of durability. So I won't have to repair it often, but when I do repair it, it's going to take an Osgloglas ingot or two. So we got that going on. So that's an important thing to remember. The pipe piece is what you use to repair it. The battery, that is actually pretty easy choice too. So you see I got a Manulin battery cell with an energy capacity of 120k RF. If we go to battery, again, there's not a ton of options for battery. You can make a stone one, but it's only available to give yourself a cast. The Manulin, which is what we have, is 120 RF. If you're looking for an early game opportunity, if you for some reason have an early game way to charge this, then copper is another good battery. It's half as much, but it's still a decent amount. Silver might be another good option. Blaze rod might be good. Now end rod's obviously going to be a better battery, but I don't have end rod yet, so not really needing that. And I do sort of like having cold-blooded. Cold-blooded gives you extra damage on unwounded creatures. And we're going to be one-shotting a lot of things with this laser gun, especially once we start putting a bunch of nether crystal on it to give it sharper, sharpest. That is going to affect our laser power, and this thing is going to be a beast. So having cold-blooded on it is sort of cool. Fluix crystal, yeah, so you can see there are a few other things here that are going to be good. Restonia might be good. So yeah, there's some other stuff here. I went ahead and went with the Manulin because it's got the biggest charge that I have, and because I like cold-blooded, that extra damage on the unwounded ones, because I'm going to be one-shotting a lot of things with this, and so getting that extra damage on things is going to be nice to help me with trying to take things out fast. And then what else do we got? So then the handle. So if we look at this, I decided to put an osmium tough tool rod on for the handle. So this is what determines your handle modifier. So you can see right there we've got an osmium tough tool rod in blue up at the top, and we have a handle durability modifier of 1.2. So the Osgloglas pipe piece has a huge head durability of 2800, and the osmium has a decent modifier for a handle, which is how we're ending up with a durability of 3405. So this is a durable beast, but when I do have to repair it, I'm going to have to use Osgloglas to repair it. So there are potentially better handles. I did go ahead with the Osmium Tough Tool Rod because not only is it a decent handle, but it's got dense, which you lose durability more slowly as you start to get towards the bottom of your durability. And more importantly for me, well established. So basically you earn experience when you shoot this thing. It kicks off those little experience balls for you. and I like to keep getting experience. So all in all, I think this is going to work out real well for me. I'm very happy with it. And we've been able to charge it, so let's go out and use it. I did check just for kicks and giggles what it would be if I switched the Osgloglas pipe piece and the Osmium Tough Tool Rod. And really the only effect on it was I went from, because Osmium is a lot cheaper to use and easier to use to repair it, but I went from that 3,400 or whatever durability down to 700 durability. So I would have all the same abilities on it, and the same, energy capacity, the same laser power and range, but I'd be repairing it a lot of the time. I'd be repairing it pretty often with Osmium as opposed to not very often with Osgloglas. So I decided to go with the latter option and make it high durability. So now we have the laser pistol. So happy about that. And it already has 2 modifiers on it. Let's run over to my monster spawner, which I've been neglecting, but now that we actually can charge armor, I'm going to want to start killing some more monsters. And we can take a look at this bad boy. So here's our monster spawner. We got things going. And here is the Illuminati. So this is what I wanted to show you first and foremost. This is what the trait Illuminati on Refined Glowstone does for you. And the other great thing about the laser pistol is you can actually shoot through walls. So the combination of Illuminati allowing you to see through the walls and the laser gun just inherent nature to shoot through walls really turns this into a beast when it comes to shooting things. So if we head back in, so one of the problems I'm having right here real quick, and we're going to have to run in and deal with this. Let's go pick this stuff up. Is that I forgot to assign it a global traveler. As I get my ass handed to me. I forgot to assign it a global traveler destination. So it wasn't teleporting. It wasn't teleporting things to a box for me. So I'm going to come up here and assign it to my monster drop thing. So I light my pistol, shift, right click. So now drops will immediately go here. The drops are going to be coming a little too fast and furious for this box to keep up with things. So I might have to try and make some bigger boxes to put in here. Let me put some of this other stuff away. Oops. And let me go see if there's anything on the floor I missed. Better eat up since I'm getting smacked around. But that is the laser gun. See if there's any crap to pick up here. We'll pick up some of that loot real quick. I just don't want to miss any good loot. But now it should also be, the new stuff should be teleporting into this box. So we'll go take a look, make sure that's working. Yeah, there's some new stuff in there. So we'll throw this stuff in. Go back and double check real quick, make sure we picked it all up. So how are we doing on charge? So we're still at 114,800 out of 120. We're doing good on durability, so everything's good there. Hopefully by the time I doubt I'll have to repair this too often. In that pretty soon I'll be able to just and okay, I think I picked everything up. Pretty soon I think I'll be able to just reinforce it and make it unbreakable, like I've done with my pickaxe. That was another thing I did during the break. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not. So if you put reinforcement on there, enough levels of it, 5 levels of it, each level of reinforcement makes a 20% chance that you will not lose durability when you use it. And then obviously if you have 5 levels, 5 times 20% is 100%. And instead of saying that, like here it says it's got reinforced 3, when you get to essentially reinforced 5, it says unbreakable. The other wonderful thing about having Global Traveler on this is now when I go to the Nether, if I'm shooting ghasts, there's a much better chance, well, I will be able to then send the gas tiers to my loot box with Global Traveler trait, as opposed to them falling into lava or whatever usually happens to gas tiers when I kill a ghast. So yeah, we're starting to get some drops here, and I don't see anything I'm really in a hurry to wear. But yeah, that's good stuff. So put that stuff up there. So I am very happy to have a laser gun now, and that will probably mean the slow retirement of my broadsword, because you don't have to worry about them getting too close to you with this. But we're already up to 4 modifiers, so probably I will already immediately, well actually I want to put a bunch of nether crystal on it to sharpen it. Right now it's doing okay damage. We can do better. Teleport. I gotta remember that I don't need to use my ladder anymore. So we will probably, I do have some nether quartz. Let me take a look at this real quick. We now have stuff. We have tools. I don't have to just put it down and whack it. I can probably get a better yield than that. So the crusher gives me 1 with 20% of extra. I think what I want to probably be using is, I don't have a pulverizer yet. It gives 3 with the chance of some sulfur. The enrichment chamber. There we go. That'll give me 6. If I hit, if I hit where that comes from and check this, I can see that if I, with fortune 3, which is what I have on my hammer, it's 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 with my Fortune 3 hammer, or 6 with the enrichment chamber. So that's an easy thing to do. So we're going to throw a bunch of this into our enrichment chamber, and we're going to make a ton of, this is not my enrichment chamber, this is my osmium compressor. And we're going to make a ton of that, nether quartz, and then we're going to sharpen this crap out of our laser, which sounds weird, but it works. And I'm going to pause here and check the time, and then possibly, if we have time, I will add a bunch of nether quartz there, and we'll go see how much better we're doing against those zombies. And this video is going a little long, but if we take a look at this, I have now you can see at the under cold-blooded in purple that says sharpester in white. So we're on like level 4 of sharpening. I just dumped like about 4 stacks almost of nether quartz into this bad boy. And I'm not exactly sure on the math here, because it says the attack is going up, but I'm not sure how the attack relates to the laser power. All I know is that this bad boy, from my testing on the my trial run of this mod pack, is that this bad boy now should really blow things up. So we did 20 damage to that one, 20 damage. Yeah, so we're now getting some shots in at 20 damage. Boom, boom, boom. 20 damage is pretty good, even on a well-armored skeleton or zombie. So yeah, 2020, 2020. So I say we are in business. Again, I played around with this type of laser gun in my trial of this mod before I started this series on a new world. And when I went to the nether, it was pretty much 1 or 2 shotting everything there. It made hunting blazes and casts so much easier. One-shotted wither skeletons, so our offensive capability has gone through the roof. So some of those had armor, so it only did like 16 or so we are getting some that have enough armor that they don't take the full 20 damage. And let's take a look at what we're doing on durability and charge. So our durability is still 3,225 out of 3,405, so it's not going down too fast. And our charge is still 107,900 out of 120. So we got plenty of shots with this bad boy. Alrighty. A success. So we've got one more level of sharpness to put on it, and that should take care of those pesky armored ones. So I think then it'll actually even be able to one-shot the guys that are armored, that are only taking like 16, 17, 18 damage per hit. And checking up here, we did get a few more pieces of armor. And more importantly, we dinged again on our things. We now have one more modifier, which will allow me to put the next level of sharpness on here, which I think is the last level, sharpestest. And then we will be golden. So I've gone over time here with the excitement of my laser gun, but we now have the ability to teleport around, and we now have an excellent ranged weapon. I couldn't tell you if the shuriken or the crossbow is going to be a more powerful weapon at this point. What I can tell you is that the ability to shoot through walls and the Illuminati, which outlines them before walls, makes the laser gun my clear choice, probably even if a shuriken or a crossbow had more powerful hits. I think I got all the power I need with this laser gun. So other than maybe upgrading it, if I get some fancy new material at the end of the game, I think that's going to be my main weapon of choice, ranged and melee, for the rest of the game. So we're good there. That's huge. And we've got things charged up, so that's good. So now we really need to work on our defense. For that, I'm going to try and farm up some flux-infused armor and start enchanting it up so that it's nice. And I will also review what we want to build next and what our capabilities, our manufacturing capabilities, are going to go to. But right now, I'm sort of psyched to get my defenses up on par with my offense so that we can now stride through the universe with confidence and kick the shit out of monsters. And maybe we'll go try and kill some dragons once I get some defense going. Anyway, that's it for now. Sorry this episode went a bit long, but hey, laser guns, pew pew, great fun. Talk to you next time.